We just literally found out about an hour ago that 23 out of the 30 applications listed on this paper in my hands were exempt from this injunction. The remaining 7 are not because they're delivery services, but it wasn't that way at first. This morning, it was determined that none of the applicants would get exempt. In fact, the judge almost granted the exemption right away because cannabis attorney Elise Bergio tells me the judge started this morning's ruling by acknowledging there is no arguments to the list and was going to approve it. But the veterans in this lawsuit expressed to the judge they submitted responses to the list. In their response, they say delivery services shouldn't fall under the preliminary injunction only because the process of starting a delivery service is different than building a dispensary. So what's next? Another hearing is set for September 15th to determine the remaining 7 exemptions. However, on September 12th, the OCN will meet, which cannabis attorney Bergio believes they will approve the finalized rules package to allow general application window to open. If this would have went left, that would have been frustrating to Bergio. She said there was a possibility the judge rules CAURD as unconstitutional, meaning that the CAURD program could end if you remember, the CAURD program was meant for those with prior marijuana conviction. And if that would have ended, she says people with CAURD would have to apply in the general application.
What people forget is that if this case continues and the judge makes a decision on the case of whether or not the CAURD program is constitutional or it's unconstitutional, if it's unconstitutional, there's a very strong possibility that everybody, including those who are operating right now, who have brick and mortars, are going to have to shut down because the whole program itself would be unconstitutional then.
Right. Now, Bergio says the general application window could open as soon as October 12th, but after listening to all responses, Bergio believes the reasoning behind this lawsuit is starting to change. She says originally it was about a group of people being excluded from a CAURD program, but now she says this lawsuit is about real estate. And coming up later on, we can elaborate a little more on that. Kelly?
All right, Keelan, thank you.